man, that marks the official end to my Sydney Marathon 10K preparation for 2025. The taper technically doesn't start yet. That will happen on Tuesday. And that's what this week's all about. We're gonna go through everything taper. But 1 hour 20, 17.6K. I'll probably jog an extra 400 home just to get to 18. Because why not? I'm in charge. No, I'm not actually. Not of my program. That's it. 3 by 9 minutes this morning, followed by 5 minutes of 15 seconds on, 15 seconds off, just to really burn the legs and get that speed going. It was pretty awful this morning, to be honest. Yeah, just a whole combination of factors, heavy legs, not a great course that I had to go on. It's been raining, so everything's soaked. But that's okay. And I don't know about you, but I tend to always have some pretty rough sessions really close to a race. But this morning I did it right. I didn't push harder, 9 minutes. It would have been easy just to dig really deep and push through the pace that I needed to, but I kept it threshold. So that's the most important thing, and that's a big win. Pace was around 3:48 average for the 9 minutes, and then around 3:04 for the 15 seconders, which, you know, it is what it is. I'm a little disappointed, but that's okay. Before we get to the taper, I have something very exciting to show you. So let's go have a look at that. All right, so it's been a couple days since I picked up the camera. The taper has started. It's Monday. Yesterday I had my last long run, and man, I need a haircut really bad because it's looking scruffy. The taper has started. Yesterday was my last long run before Sydney. Hour and a half, 20K, 4:30 somethings average. It felt so good. It's like the last couple of weeks I've been noticing that my long runs, once I get to sort of like that hour 20 mark, just getting tired and fatigued, but the strength is finally starting to kick in because yesterday I felt great the whole way. Didn't get tired. I had a gel halfway, which I've been getting better at doing, my nutrition. But remember, a couple of days ago for me, about 10 seconds ago for you, I said I had to show you something before we get into the taper. And here is what I need to show you. The picture is finished, but it's not that one. It's the one in my room being flattened right now. We've had a ton of rain over the last week or two, and it was raining and raining and raining. And what happens to this really thick watercolor paper when it rains and gets humid is it starts to crease and bend and warp and get really, really weird. So the picture is right there. It's being flattened by 2 books. My favorite fish book and a random snake book that I have. So I'm going to get that out and I'm going to show you what I have to do to it next to make sure it lasts for a long, long time. But before I get to that one, when you're on a roll, why stop? Why stop when you're on a roll? So I, in my delusion, thought, what if I could finish another picture before I go to Sydney? On the off chance that, you know, you're running around Centennial Park and you see Kipchoge. Boom. Now, long-time running fans, not even that long-time running fans will know what this is. This is the first 4%. This is one of the original prototypes of the Vaporfly 4%. It's also the shoe that Kipchoge won his first Olympic gold medal in Rio in 2016. So it was a bit of a mad rush to get this finished. You're going to find out why I did that very, very soon. Actually, I could probably say it now because this video doesn't come out until after, but I'm not going to. I'm going to make you wait till next week. Unless you follow me on Instagram, then you'll have already seen it. But last thing I have to do before either of these pictures is finished is I have to spray it with this. This is effectively fancy hairspray, I'm pretty sure, is what it is. I actually don't know what it is, but it's a fixative spray. It basically puts a fine layer of clear paint, I'm not really sure, over the top of the drawing, which means it doesn't smudge. So we're going to go outside. I'm going to spray this one, and I'm going to show you the proper singlet. and show you how it finally came out, because it came out so well. It's not even funny. So here it is, all finished. This took about 85 hours to draw. I did it in 12 days because I didn't have a choice. And there is something like 35 or 40 different colors used on the whole thing. It just couldn't have come out any better. This is definitely my best work by far, so far. All of the little details, all the little logos that are on the back, the NN logo, Nike swoosh, London Marathon. It came out very, very well. It came out very, very, very well. So it's time to put the protective spray on it, so it lasts for a long time too. We made it, taper time. 2 sets of 6 500s this morning, around 3:12 to 16, just depending on how I feel. It's important to remember that taper always feels pretty rubbish because my legs are really heavy. But that's okay. We'll warm up through the session and just have a good run. Just work the legs over, work the junk out. It's all part of the process of going through your taper. So you get the session done, and then while I'm warming down, we'll go over maybe top 3 tips for your taper. Alright, well this is it. Last session of the block, officially finishing off with the taper session. 2 times 5 500s. 2 times 6 500s. The heat's getting to me in 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Oh man, well that was just straight up hell this morning. What a way to start the taper. But it leads me really well into my first taper tip. So this morning, everything was on fire. My legs, my lungs, my pace was good, but nothing felt good. And here's the thing, it doesn't need to today. It needs to on Sunday. And really, even if it doesn't on Sunday, I'm gonna run through it. Sure, it might be ugly, but that's why you train hard on days like today, where things don't feel great. And it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, oh, I've started my taper, so it should feel good. But like Dad said to me, mate, you ran 107k last week. Huge sessions, huge runs. It's only been 1 day since Sunday. So you've had no easing up effect yet. So it's not surprising that you felt rough, but you're meant to. It depends on what kind of tape you're doing. So if you're doing a marathon, you would already be in your taper now, well and truly. You should start 2 weeks out, or you will have started 2 weeks out, hopefully. If you didn't next time, start 2 weeks out. 75%, 50% is a rough guide. But for 10k and half marathon, it depends on what level you are to sort of running. But where I'm at, and with who coaches me, their philosophy really seems to be sort of a 4-day taper for 10k and a half, and it's worked well for me in the past. At Gold Coast it worked well. I know Gold Coast was a real breakthrough race, but I have had good races other than Gold Coast. They've been great, but they've been good. So we know it works. But this is where you can start to fall back on those positive experiences, those positive use cases. Gold Coast half, I had a shocking session on the Tuesday. Didn't hit any of my splits. It was the same 6K of work. Different session, it was 6 1Ks, not 12 500s. But that's pretty standard for me, 6K of work the week of a race. Had a horrible session. And I went from my worst session in a long time into my best half marathon ever. So this is where now I've just got to fall back on that. It's consistent, it's how you're meant to feel. You don't need to feel good till Sunday. And again, it doesn't matter if you don't feel good on Sunday because you can run into it. A little bit more you can run into it with a marathon than a 10, but you can still run into it. So I've got to keep going on my warm down. Let's go to tip number 2. Tip number 2, don't go too easy too soon. You do still have to do some work in your taper. Now this again depends on what level you are, what your goals are. If you're just trying to finish the marathon, doing some work might genuinely be just making sure you get out for a couple easy half-hour runs. Maybe put some strides on the end where you pick up your leg speed. If you're trying to run faster or you have a more of a time goal, you're probably gonna have to get out and do a session week of the race. It might just be some light threshold, probably only a couple reps, but you're still gonna have to do it. Now, this is where I would stress the importance of having a coach who can guide you through it. And last but not least, you've just got to back the work you've done. If you've done the work to give yourself the best possible chance at running the time, at achieving your goal, just put all your trust in that now. That's why you did it. Nothing you do this week is going to change that. If you haven't done enough, it's not going to help this week. If you've done too much, it's still not going to help this week. You just got to trust what you've done. This is the reward. You spend all that time training for it. Go out, have fun, and just enjoy every second of it, no matter how it goes. And if you're relaxed, it'll go a lot better. So that's it. I've got one more K, and then I've still done a 14K track session, start to finish. I hope you had a great race. Hope you got your goal. If you didn't, it still wasn't a bad race. Take some lessons out of it, apply it to your next one. I hope I had a good race, but if I don't, I'm gonna learn from it. But I've got a good feeling about this one. And I will see you next week for what I'm gonna say is gonna be the best Sydney Marathon video on YouTube.